What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and we got some breaking comic book news. Marvel relaunches Spider-Man with a new issue number 1 with Zeb Wells and renowned comic book artist John Romita Jr. Right, in time for the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man debut, the relaunch has been announced. You know, I have not been reading Spider-Man ever since the Sinister War didn't kick off quite that. I was out, right? And then we have Spider-Man Beyond, which I read the first issue, and I was like, not my cup of tea. I wish Ben Reilly was in his original suit, so I'm out. And we've finally decided, as Marvel has decided, to relaunch Spider-Man with Zeb Wells, who is currently on one of the writers on Beyond. And then we've got John Romita Jr. on the artwork. I'm sure I'll pick up issue number 1. I'm sure I'll pick up the Peach Momoko.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me what you think, and then I'll tell you what I'm...
Well, so as someone who consistently says that I'm not much of a Spider-Man fan, I will for sure be picking up issue 1.
Because of Zeb.
Because of Zeb. So there are very few things about this book that get me excited. But Zeb writing a book that's supposed to use that kind of tongue-in-cheek humor that he did so damn well in Hellions. I crave more Hellions, and so I will pick this up because it has his name on it. But I have a lot of reservations too for this.
Well, it's one of the reservations because John Romita Jr. is on the artwork.
Yes, for sure.
So let's kind of tap into that. So we're both extremely novice when it comes to reading comics. You know, we got into this 2 years ago. So anybody that's watching this video going like, "You're a fucking fool for talking shit about John," it's not that we're not talking shit. It's just we just don't. I don't enjoy his style as much as I would in R.B. Silva or a Pepe Larraz or Asad Rivik, or I mean, there's a handful of names that I would pick before John Romita.
I could probably genuinely name you 50.
Right. It's just not my style.
Nope, not my style either, and I don't think that it's really the style that I mean, it's certainly not Marvel's house style anymore. One of the reasons why I think the guy had so much work in his career is because he was able to emulate at a later time, but emulate the old school Marvel house style of, of his father and of those before him. And I just don't think that's it where we're at anymore. And I think his art feels even more clunky when you have people doing modern coloring on it. It just feels really strange to me. I think that most people that would sing his praises are thinking about his artwork from 20 years ago through a lens of 20 years ago, and that's fine. But because we don't have that same nostalgic feeling and nostalgic lens, we're just looking at it like this, like, man, this art looks like it's 20 years old. Not, oh man, I totally remember this from 20 years ago.
Well, and to kind of tease it, like the article says that Zeb and Romita will be bringing back classic elements that fans love, with surprising takes on classic supervillains within the Spider-Man gallery of villains. I don't know, dude. Like I you know me, like I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite characters. I want desperately to just be like, hell yes. But it you know, outside of picking up issue 1, I just don't know. Like, it's going to be read issue 1. If the writing is just so on point that I can get through Romita's artwork, then yeah, I'll continue to read it. I mean, that being said, Nick Spencer's run was I did not enjoy it at all. So, I'm sure anything as a fresh take will be good. But I guess I need to just get over my hesitancy with Romita and just enjoy it for it being a new Spider-Man book.
Yeah, see, the Ramita thing is a little bit of a hesitance for me, but that's actually not the biggest thing. The
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing is actually Marvel's description themselves. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're doing two things. I think they're doing two things wrong, at least for me, that are kind of turning me off. One, specifically, and one sort of generally. One is that, of course, because everything's got to be legacy and anniversaries and everything. They're going super hardcore on this is the 60 years of Spider-Man, 60
Mm-hmm.
years of Spider-Man, and I'm just like, I just don't care. That means nothing. You shouldn't be doing anything different because Spider-Man's been around for 60 years. If anything, you shouldn't be doing what they say, which is, what one of the first things they say is, um, new take. Oh, we're gonna bring all the classic elements that fans love, with new takes on the same classic supervillains. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
if anything on a 60th anniversary, I don't want to hear about how you're gonna do the same thing for the past 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am very hesitant on that. I'm very hesitant for them to say like, uh, oh gosh, what?
But do you think that's because like we're saying that and we're having these reservations because we're so new to comics and like, the more, I don't want to say classic reader, but people that have been more invested, that have been reading comics for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, that, we hear it and read it all the time. Just bring back the classic stuff. And is that the majority? Is that why, are we in the minority in that?
I I don't care if we are or we're not because that's the sign of an unadvanced reader to me.
Okay.
And I think one of the things that's so great about comic books is that you can have something that was initially started for children and that I think over time has come to be a multifaceted thing for all ages. There are some Marvel comic books that are for younger kids. There are some that are for more adults. There are some that are clearly for adults. And I think wanting to hear the exact same stories that you heard when you were a kid 30 years ago shows that you need to go to therapy because there's something about you not being able to move on from your childhood.
Hot take.
You should probably be addressing. So
Jeez.
you've asked, and that's how
No,
I
no,
feel.
no, no. I asked you. I genuinely asked you, and all I wanted is the truth, and that's fine.
And you know, when I say something different about Spider-Man, I don't want you to be like, you know what, Spider-Man is now a womanizing rich playboy who kills all of his villains. I'm not saying to just literally destroy the very core identity of the character himself, but like, do we still need him to be a just now entering his adulthood bachelor that's poor and has to take pictures for the newspaper while he's constantly hiding his identity from his old Aunt May? No, fucking over that shit. Like, we don't need to keep doing that.
And his on again, off again affair with MJ, and just spiraling out of control.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anytime that Spider-Man gets relaunched, I think it's a lot bigger deal when almost any other book gets relaunched. Maybe with the exception of Fantastic Four, but like, we just did 100 issues of Spider-Man, and it got relaunched in 2018. It was not that long ago. So this is a book that we're constantly churning out. It seems like this is going to continue to be a twice monthly book. I don't see how John Romita keeps up with that, but who knows? We'll see.
Can we just put Donny Cates on the book? Like, that's all I want. I mean, Zeb Wells is great. I'm not saying he's not, but Donny Cates deserves to be on. That's my hot take.
I don't know. I've got a lot of hesitations, but with all of that being said, I am still somehow going to be picking up the first issue. It'll be my first ever ongoing Spider-Man book pickup in my comics reading.
I'm so proud of you.
literally because of Zeb Wells. So thank him.
Right. Well, that's going to do it for the breaking news. Let us know what you think about the new relaunch with Zeb Wells and Ramita Jr. Are you about it? Are you gonna skip? Are you gonna give it a chance? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give us a like, and we'll see you in the next one, fam. Talk to you later. Oh, wait, read more comics. That's what I need to say.
Oh, yeah.
Read more comics. Okay, bye.